I'm a business. I'm an entrepreneur, I am a business. You know, like Jay-Z says, I'm not a businessman, I'm a businessman. So, you know, that's how I feel. So basically every day, the to-do list just includes running the business, you know. 166, 167, 168, 169, 170. About 170 pieces of art. Yeah. So let me show you my world. My name is Renda Writer. I am a handwritten artist. That's kind of a term that I invented to define myself. What that means is my art is my handwriting, and my handwriting is my art. It's about the words, both what they say and how they look. So it's the aesthetics and the look of the words, and then it's the meaning behind the words and what they say. My background is in poetry. I've always done spoken word, performance poetry. I've always been a word guy. I've always been into the word, the power of the word. And so over the last few years, I've gone visual as a handwritten artist. And we are here now at the Share Media pop-up event. This is my own pop-up show brought to you by Share Media, sharemedia.com. And we're in MIMO, the Miami Modern District. We're on 86th and Biscayne, 8650. But you know, we're just shooting this video so I can introduce myself and give you a quick rundown and some exposure to my art. But this is it. As you can see, it is my own handwritten phrases and ideas. Some of it is poetic, some of it is humorous, some of it is insightful, but all of it is me, you know. And so I write on canvas of all sizes. I do found object art. I do a little bit of everything, really. And here's my website, rendawriter.com. So of course you can find all sorts of info about everything I do on my website, and that includes all my handwritten art as well as my poetry, my acting, my modeling. You know, I do a lot of stuff outside of just art also. But the art is my focus, and you know, here we are. This is just a good chance for you to see everything that I've got. I just counted and I've got about 170 pieces of art. So that's pretty cool. This is one of my more popular phrases, your comfort zone will kill you. And that's why you see so many pieces that say that, because I kind of, you know, I make art and then I kind of listen to what the people are saying, you know, and I see what they're buying, what they're interested in, what moves them. And your comfort zone will kill you has always been one that seems to resonate largely with the people. So I make a lot of these and I sell a lot of these. But I've got plenty of other sayings too. I mean, this right here is actually not really 100% original my saying, but it is just a saying. It's known that what you think you attract. That's the basic principle behind the law of attraction and the idea that thoughts are things. So, you know, that's that. This is definitely my own poetic saying here. Feel free to feel free. That's how I feel. Feel free to feel free. You know, I feel that way a lot. I feel like I've gotten a lot out of jotting my thoughts down over the years. You see, some of my friends and peers might lend their ears and then raise their beers and then say cheers to me because of the way that I fearlessly feel free to feel free. So, you know, all of this is based on poetry. Basically, a lot of what you see is just one line that has been taken from one of my poems. Because I spent years writing 3 and 4 minute long performance pieces. But then I got to a point where I started boiling it down to just like the raw essence and just the 1 or 2 key lines. And that's how I segued into visual art, you know. Like this, for instance, you know. So this comes from a poem where I said, and so the writing continues. It's day and night. It's night and day. There's too much stuff to say to not say it. See, every day it seems as if everything is happening, because it is, the good and the bad. It's feast or famine, and when it rains, it pours. So get what is yours, because when it all starts happening, that's when you need to start tapping into the universe and the truth of the universe and the way that it all works. The truth is that sometimes the truth hurts. You might try and go out and find it, or it might find you first. But either way, there's a whole lot of stuff to say. It's things that'll baffle you, channeled through hypergraphia. The days are the dates, and the dates are ingrained in the mind. I'm booked solid, June 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th. No more waiting in line or taking my time. I'm taking the time to win the race that I'm in, setting up for myself. I'm setting myself up for the wealth so I can take it when I make it. But why should I wait? I'm taking it now. I'm making it now just by writing it down. And if you like how it sounds, then give me credit for getting it down. See, I'm getting down to the beat of my own drum. I'm marching on a zigzag pattern on the rings around Saturn. I'm out of this world because this world is too crazy. Too many people in this world are too shady, way too lazy, make decisions too hasty. So let's all straighten up a bit and wake up a bit to what's been happening lately in the world, because it's crazy. It's all happening now, right now, the power of right now. Listen close and stay with me. I write for you, so you gotta listen, even if you ain't got a pot to piss and I'm riding next to you, providing you with the proper wisdom. Let's stay here and keep cooking, even if it gets too hot up in the kitchen. Once again, the plot thickens. Everything is happening. So yeah, that's where I'm coming from, you know? There's really a lot to these words, you know, these things that you see on the canvases. They really represent something a lot bigger than just what is before you. But you know, and then like this one here, 10 to Zen, you know, that's not my own original list. That is literally something I found on the internet. But I made it my own by, you know, making it visual and adding my signature pattern around it. But I just think that it makes for good art too. I think that that's that would be cool to have in your house, you know, as a reminder of how to stay Zen. And, you know, I bring up the word reminder, that's really key. I mean, the way I see it, all of this art, everything I do, it is really all just a series of reminders. It's like the purpose of my art is to remind people of things that they basically already know about life, you know. Like this one, for example. It says, choices, chances, changes. To me, that is the definition of life. Life consists of these three things. It's the choices you make and the choices you don't make. It's the chances you take and the chances you don't take. And it's the changes you make and the changes you don't make. And basically, that's life. You go through life every day operating on these three principles. So, you know, that's where the art is coming from. So that's one piece. And then here's another one, you know, similar concept, but just different look. So again, it's all about the words, what they say and how they look. This one looks different, but it's the same words and the same concept as the previous one. And then, you know, I guess I should really point out this one too, because this is the driving force behind everything I do. I kind of jokingly have said, you know, Renda Writer, powered by gratitude, you know, as if it's like fuel or something, you know, it's what powers me. But, you know, that is the truth. My life runs on gratitude. I wake up every single morning and in my head run through a 5-10 minute prayer, if you will, about what I'm grateful for, you know, and then throughout the day I continue with a grateful attitude, because it's been proven that, you know, the more you're grateful for, the more the universe gives you more to be grateful for. So, in other words, watch what you say, you know, watch your vibration, keep yourself in check, watch what you're talking about and what you're thinking about and who you're talking to, because all those things ripple out into the universe and then come right back to you. So, you know, I like to use my art as a vehicle for that, for like self-exploration, you know, and exploration for others too. This is another one, you know, this piece, well, this piece, by the way, is only $10, so contact me if you'd like to purchase. But go with your gut; it knows what's up. You know, that's my own original wording, and it's how I feel. You know, it's about going on instinct. You know, following your heart. Go with your gut; it knows what's up. So I just like this saying because it rhymes. Gut rhymes with up. It almost sounds kind of slangish. You know, to me, it almost sounds like something you would hear in like a rap song or whatever. But that's how I feel. Go with your gut. It knows what's up. I mean, it always does. That's the job of the gut. It's that part of you that knows, you know, without question. So go with that. What else? Then, you know, some of my influences just as a person are reflected in my art. Like, I grew up listening to Wu-Tang Clan. So this is a piece that's a tribute to them. It's just a list of all the members of Wu-Tang. in the order in which Method Man says them on the track Method Man, which was their first or their second single from their first album. So if you remember the track, he starts off by saying the RZA, the Jizzo, old dirty bastard, inspect the deck, you know. So this one's kind of cool. And basically whenever I make a Wu-Tang piece, it usually sells. So this one is for sale, $40, contact me. But let me walk you around here, you know, yes, right here, these 3 pieces are part of a series that I am currently doing with Zeflo. Zeflo is the artist that does the flower, and he does it all around Miami and all around everywhere. But we've got this series, you know, that we're working on, and it's pretty fun. So those are, you know, interesting pieces. If anyone's interested in that, of course, contact me. This is, you know, I put this quote on here. The flower doesn't worry about the flower next to it. It just blooms. That is deep to me. That again is not exactly my own original quote. It's more of an interpolation of like a standard quote that I think a Buddhist monk said like centuries ago. He phrased it differently, but I simplified it and added it to my art. But that means a lot to me. You know, if you want to be happy in life, bloom. Just bloom, you know, that we can learn a lot from the flowers. That's what they do. They just bloom. Their job is to keep reaching up, you know, and grow. And their job is to take the sunlight, take the water, take the soil and the nourishment, photosynthesize, you know, and grow. And I think human beings can learn a little bit from that example. There's never been a flower in history that has turned to the right or left and worried about the other flower. So let's learn from that, you know. And here's another choices, chances, changes piece. You know, this one I consider very, you know, gallery style. That's why I got it wrapped up. I don't want to get it ruined or anything, but to me this is like an art gallery piece or a good accent for your home. But also I think we should check this out. My biggest piece here, my installation. This is one of 24 murals that I've done for world peace. So I've got this this concept, this tour that I created and came up with back in March, and then I started working on it in April. And the idea was I want to travel the world and I want to create murals that just say world peace, and that's it. And so I started in April with my first one in Miami, and then I just kept going. And now I've done 24 in 8 different states across the US and one in Mexico. So that's 2 countries and 8 states, 24 murals total. I got a few in Miami, Fort Lauderdale, Jacksonville, Asheville, North Carolina, Boston, Detroit, 4 in Philadelphia, 4 in New York. And my next move is Atlanta in January. But I have this one here, and I'm very grateful for the folks at Share Media for contacting me and asking me to do this. This is, you know, the first of its kind. It's the first time I ever did an interior mural, period, but also the first, you know, that's this tall. I would say that's probably about 100 feet up there. But I had a lot of fun doing it. I alternated 4 different colors. I used a scissor lift. It took me about 5 hours, and it was cool. So I'm really glad to have my pop-up shop right in front of my mural. And if we take a quick look over here, you know, I'll show you some of these real quick. This is another collaboration with Zeflo with that same quote. Love is a risk, do it anyway is one of my signature statements. You can find it on this canvas and also on this shirt. You know, in addition to all the canvas work and the poetry and this and that, I have my own clothing line. It's called Word Wear by Renda Writer. So this is a shirt from the Word Wear by Renda Writer collection. And this particular shirt was made from a photograph of a mural. I did a mural where I wrote, love is a risk, do it anyway, about 500,000 times on a 40-foot wall. So, you know, there's that. And then real quick over here, this is kind of a glimpse into my early beginnings as an artist. One of the first phrases that I wanted to put out there was, you can. So a friend of mine helped me and he created this stencil and I started spraying it everywhere. I started out spraying it a little bit in the street, but then I started spraying it on canvas and found objects like these 2 right here. These are pieces of wood that I found in a dumpster, or actually in an alley in Hollywood. So, you know, sometimes I comb through the alleys and get my art supplies. But as you can see, 2013, so this is kind of my humble beginnings right here. And then this, you know, UCAN centerpiece, this is a table. This is the top of a table from IKEA that I found in a dumpster in downtown Miami. But yeah, I guess, and then also over here, these are my books. These are handwritten mini books. And I love showing people these. You know, if you've only got a $5 budget, you can still purchase something from me. These are $5 a piece. I have 2 different titles on the back. Every single copy is signed and numbered. So it's a limited print. There's only 500 copies. They're all numbered. And then, you know, to give you a glimpse of what's inside, it kind of looks like that. This is the book called Small Words, Big Ideas. It just has like one of my statements on each page. But this book, A Little Bit About Love, I should have called it A Lot of Bit About Love, because it is a lot. It's a whole lot of stuff about love, about the concept of love. And I even say in the back of the book that I'm no expert on love. I'm just a person who likes to think about it, write about it, because it's a popular topic. But, you know, by no means do I have it figured out. But this book might help you to figure it out. So $5 for those, signed and numbered. And then I got some vinyl art here. You know, vinyl art is kind of like its own genre of art. So these are old 45 RPM records that I, you know, arted up. The pattern that you see is called the L7 pattern, and you see that on these as well as a lot of my other art. And simply put, it's because it's like an L and a 7. And that's really all it is. It's just, you know, my journey into something art-wise that is not words. But I've got some good groups here, like this is the Beatles. This is a real Beatles record, Penny Lane. And on the back, Strawberry Fields Forever. So these aren't just any old record. This is Bill Withers, Lean on Me. When you're not strong, you know. And this is Madonna, Dress You Up in My Love. So yeah, these are real deal records. Or sitting on the dock of the bay, wasting time, watching the tides roll away, you know. And then this is probably one of my favorite pieces. I have it wrapped up to make sure it doesn't get damaged, but as you can see, it says love is a risk, do it anyway, a few hundred times on a piece of wood. This is actually a piece of art that I upcycled. A friend gave it to me. It was just like a piece of like stock art from some department store. So I repurposed it. I painted it red and did my thing. And this, I'll close it out with this. This is great. I'm really proud of this and the way it came out. This is a collaboration with an artist from New York, from Brooklyn. His name is Uncut, and he is the artist behind the Protect Your Heart movement. So he has a stencil that he sprays all over the US, and he comes down to Miami for Art Basel every year, and I linked up with him and we collaborated on this. So obviously the stencil that you see is his work, and all the small handwritten stuff is me. So I like this. I hope you do too. And so yeah, you know, it's been good talking to you. I just want to remind you that everything is happening. RendaWriter.com, @Renda Writer on Instagram and Twitter.